Did you know that Stokvels have been in our communities for almost 100 years? They started as stock fairs where farmers used to trade cattle but also socialize and exchange ideas. Stokvels primarily became a way to ensure a dignified funeral. Today, Stokvels are not only used for burial, but for building houses, buying land, investing in the JSE, and wealth creation. There are over 15 million Stokvel members nationwide and 44 billion rand generated by Stokvel members every year.
Hi again, welcome to the Stokvel Academy, where we actually having conversations to build ourselves as individuals, as groups, looking into different aspects tsa Stokvel. I think by now everyone knows that I keep on touching on this thing. Stokvel should not just be about tjhelete fela, or that is putting money away. Stokvel, it's about human beings. We are people first before we became members of the Stokvel. And one of the common phrases in business, it's about networking. If you're running a business, you need to network with other business people, other industries, and other sectors, etc. Now, when you sit and actually look at a typical Stokvel, it could be about 10 members. And those are 10 different people within a Stokvel with different skill sets, especially if you are not working in the same place. You could be neighbors, you could be friends. But what I've observed over a number of years, when we are in a Stokvel, we tend to overlook the power of actually, analyzing our skills and see how could we benefit, from each other. As an example, in the township, we have this thing, hey, I'm looking for a job for my daughter. Not my daughter is looking for work, but as a parent, you always take that responsibility of assisting your child to get work. And why can't I just tap into my Stokvel members, to say, what, my dear Togo has just graduated, and I know you work for this company, what are the opportunities? Let's just be free and have that kind of a conversation just to assist each other within a Stokvel. I could be running a business, for example, and I'm battling with the finances or bookkeeping or accounting, because I don't have the resources or I can't afford to employ a bookkeeper. And yet within the Stokvel, there's someone who's got that skill set, Can't I just strike a deal with him or her and say, amen, can you please assist me? We tend to live in our own silos, little corners within a Stokvel. And I was talking to one of my colleagues the other day, and he was quick to say, what, as soon as you say let's get business from or give business to one of the Stokvel members, people become jealous. Why do you give business to that person? Can we just stop being shallow? Let us, network. Muslims and Jews, they do it so well. They actually call it a spider web. What goes in there, in that spider web, the business spider web, does not go out. So I think it's high time that as Stokvel people, Stokvel community, and the fact of the matter is you can't run away from it. Stokvel is more about, it's about black people, to a large extent, and we don't seem to have that culture of actually leveraging on this network that automatically exists within a Stokvel. One of my sources of inspiration, I like watching anything about graduation ceremonies. It's something that I love watching. And the other day, I was just on YouTube checking a graduation ceremony at one of the colleges where my son will be graduating soon. And what struck me from the keynote speaker, he was saying to the students, once you've completed your studies, there are two important things that are going to determine your success. And those two things is the content of what you've studied, what you know. It's a fact. The reason that you are graduating, it means you've acquired this knowledge. It's embedded in you. Then the other important thing is who you know out there. You know, you may be having this degree, high qualification, but hey, when you go out there, you know, it depends who you know for you to be able to, you know, progress in your career, especially in the music industry. And I think that principle applies within Stokvels as well. If I'm in a Stokvel and I'm a marketer because I studied marketing but there's certain aspects, I mean legal matters, you know, that impacts on my business. It depends who I know out there who's in the legal fraternity, who might actually assist me to deal with these contracts, you know, as opposed to trying and engage a very expensive lawyer and all that stuff, you know. So I want to say, Stokvel members, let us please take a moment again and just do just a simple skills audit within our Stokvel and find out who's doing what, how can I benefit, you know, from that person, how can that person benefit from me as well, you know. It must always be a two-way street, and by so doing we will actually be making it much easier to actually grow as individuals, but also even grow our Stokvels. Because if you take different skill sets and use those skills to, for example, start a business, it might be much easier. I belong to one of the Stokvels where we've invested in property. And when I was invited by a friend to join that Stokvel, it didn't make sense to me, because I looked at them and said, you know what, these guys are all medical doctors. I mean, I'm not going to be in a Stokvel sitting with people who talking all this medical terminology. And when I wanted to find out from this friend of mine who had invited me, why do you want me to join a Stokvel? She said, you know what, Pussy, you forget one thing, that we are just doctors. We are not business people. We are not entrepreneurs, you know. So we want you to join you so that you can bring in your marketing skills within the Stokvel. And fast forward, I'm actually proud to say that I'm now part of the property owning Stokvels. You know, I joined this Stokvel in 1998, and sometimes I call it our ATM, because we're just now getting what you call passive income. And it was because of this thing called networking. You know, she saw a skill that I have that they didn't have as a Stokvel, and we put that together, and then voila, we now have a property that we've been owning for the past 20 years. So in a nutshell, guys, please let us not be jealous. That's just being, I mean, really childish. Let's grow up. We're grown-ups here. Let us just look at each other as people who can actually enhance and grow each other through the power of networking. Thank you. See you next time.